what I'd love to get your take on, your leadership take on, is ingenuity, and more importantly, the human side of ingenuity as it relates to you and your organization's success. What's your take? When has it worked well? When has it not? What have you learned along the way?
So, in my experience, I've always been taught threes. Ingenuity, I think, is one part innovation, one part integrity, one part inclusivity. And so what I mean by that is, and I like this quote from Steve Jobs, so if it looks like I'm reading, I am, because I want to get it right. Innovation is saying no to 1,000 things. And I think, that piece couldn't be more true for any organization, any size, right? When you're a startup, you're consulting, mid-size, big global multinational, because the ability to think creatively is not about size, it's about approach. It's embedded into the organization's DNA, right? The insight, the culture, and embracing that mindset where your team is not afraid to make mistakes, that they're not going to be fearful that, we can't pivot, that it's a sunk cost, that you can fail fast and really cultivate an environment of learning and grow at a pace and persevere through adversity. And ultimately that those failures or those mistakes and that learning culture allows you to make better decisions every time.
The first place that ingenuity is nurtured is among our staff team. We hire for ingenuity and then we nurture ingenuity. Sometimes that means, quite often, we have a high percentage of our employees who are former home Blurred View patients, like Nathan that you met. These are smart, resilient people who, from the time they were a toddler, had to solve problems, had to be creative, had to be innovative in a way that many of us as adults will never have to be. And so when we have this diverse workforce that also represents the work that we do, is ingredient number one. And ingredient number two is setting aside the time for us to cultivate that ingenuity, that innovation, that creativity.
Like for me, I am wired where I am always disrupting. The biggest challenge I've had is when I get pushback from my team. And in franchising, this is difficult. Change is difficult in franchising. When somebody opens a store, they don't want to keep evolving it. And for me, the concept always was there should either be 1% change, 5% change, you decide, but you constantly must evolve yourself and evolve your brand. For the way I work personally, I do a soft reboot every 5 years and I do a hard reboot every 10 years to myself. Every 5 years I will do a major reboot to say, what am I doing? How can I disrupt it? What should we be doing better myself? And then every 10 years, because in 10 years, world changes, and even our agreements, our franchise agreements for 10 years. And by then you have to really look at another generations coming in. And staying true to that has worked really, really well. It's when you start to compromise on that to say, well, maybe we should just do a little bit of an update instead of a major update, or we shouldn't really rock the boat. And I've had a lot of leaders who don't want to disrupt and don't want to make people uncomfortable. That may be a short-lived satisfaction or something you get. You feel good for a little while. The long run, you're going to face even more. You're going to face more of a issue and everything. Then you have to do a lot bigger correction, and that's so true in franchising. And now, even that 5 years isn't it. I'm almost looking at we have to do an annual soft reboot and every 5 years do a hard boot because things are moving so quick.
Yeah, so soft reboot begins with you. I think that's a great message for our listeners, and I think the way you've articulated it, the soft reboots also keep you fresh and excited about your own brand as much as your customers. So this is absolutely fantastic.
When it doesn't work well, is I feel when you bring your ingenuity and create something in a silo, and the sole purpose of the value created through this ingenuity is to make money for yourself or for your company. And I think, I believe that that's where it doesn't scale that much. And I'm a firm believer that, for example, if I come and you and me sit together and we say, okay, this is a great idea, Saquib, Faisal, let's discuss it. We create something new which adds value. Now we come to a point where we have to say, okay, how do we share this value? Do I keep this value for me because it was my ingenuity, it was my invention, or I share this value with others? And I have over my career learned, Saquib, that if you want to have a successful innovation, you would be better off if you give out more value to others than you keep.
Than what you keep.
And you know why? Because that creates networking effects. And networking effects is what scales your innovation. Because other people think, oh, I'm getting a great deal. So, and then you will talk to your friend and say, look, I got such a great deal. And then people talk about it. And you are deliberately giving that value out, keeping less for yourself. But at the end of the day, your innovation will scale and you will be, let's say, the success.
That is beautifully put, Faisal. It's. I think what I'm hearing is ingenuity is in the service of others, and collectively you can create value. And as you do more for others, some of it will definitely come back to you. So that's beautifully put.